There's a pastor who's training from Limpopo, and I saw the story like 2 days back or something. But I thought maybe there would be something else. I saw that they made a video or something like that. And in the video that they made, sitting outside, they just, like, the man is just talking. The things he's saying. So for those that don't hear Venda, let me explain. The Mama Ruti is the lady that you see over here. I'm going to point to her in the picture. This is the pastor. Then there is this other lady. This other lady seems to be younger, I think 20-something years old. And now this younger lady is being accused. Is being what? Accused of being in some type of a relationship that's influencing the so-called pastor. We'll say so-called because, you see, once you take this person, anyways, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about this just in a second. So this is the situation. So now, this is the situation that was happening. That then arose to the video. A bit of an ad break. If you are looking for an English teacher, please do email this particular email that you see down at the bottom. And you can also send me a WhatsApp message right here if you want to set up for a trial session, either for a child in primary or in secondary or struggling in their English, grammar, homeworks and whatnot. So they can help. You can schedule and see how they can help you. Put a trial session so that you can see how they can help you going forward. All right. In the video, the mama pastor is not happy. And the reason why I almost skipped this story is because I thought this was an old story. Because there are people that are posting online, you know, saying that something happened in 2012. So I was not understanding that part. I was not understanding why. So when is this story from? Which is why I even skipped it. Because I was thinking, someone said something about 2012, someone took someone's wife, someone took someone's husband. So I was not understanding if they meant the Mam Ruti who's there now, or they meant something. I was not sure. Okay? So I'm just going to report this story on a certain angle. I'm going to report this angle on the basis of that particular angle, that the lady on the left side of of your screen is the lady that they're saying that is dating this pastor. She's causing problems in the marriage. We have a duty. We have a what? Yeah, some people, they chuck off everything off to, you know, I am human. Tell us that when you're misbehaving. You have a duty to guard your interest. And as a matter of fact, the more in the public's eye you fall, the more of that responsibility falls on you. So a person like a pastor must guard themselves very seriously. Because for a pastor, that type of a claim, it's a lame claim. it would be very lame for a pastor to be making that claim, we're all human, they like using that one. Yeah, you are human, but you've taken on responsibility that require a very high stake. So for those that don't understand what the lady was saying, the lady is saying, I am a woman. I don't want this girl here. This girl has a protection order against him. Now, the pastor, the side chick, they say, to have a protection order against the Mamaruti. And then she has the audacity to come to church. Hey, some churches are a problem. Some churches are a problem. Some churches are a problem. It's like, even just discussing the things that happen in there are just... So, as a Christian, I'm not even talking about pastor. As a Christian, you must guard, like a security personnel. You must guard your interests. And we're not even saying, oh, you are not a bad person. You are not, you are what? Because some people, they like doing that. So every single time they get questioned, they bring up that they are not a bad person. We didn't ask you. Yeah, your interests are destructive. We didn't ask if you're a good person. Your interests are destructive in their nature. You and your friends and your family can discuss whether you're a good person. We don't know you, we don't care for it. But right now, when stories like this come and have pertaining the subject matter of church, it becomes disgraceful. When a topic like this comes up in the public's eye, it becomes very disgraceful. So you put the name of the Lord at disrepute because behavior at your church is out of order. Why? Because you've refused to guard your interest.
Matthew 13:30. Matthew 13:30. Matthew 13:30 irilishani mavele na mupunga zvi aluwe zvote. Amen. Zvino zvikholisani mavele na mupunga zvi aluwe zvote. Zviamba vhore zvikobia khane palori ari hatuli vhore hayande mavele ari hatuli hoyo ndi mupunga. Ari zvilitsa zvaluwa zvote zvido bonala finga musi wa mini nga musi wa khana. Zvino vanga mukegulu vobia chikhuwani vagungula nga manda vari tsimi yanga yotangana na danu vona yosokomela zwithu. Vamudividza mumwe muthu wa mubvanda vari danu dapa ini. Danu swikani tomukanya mipunga yote. Usale mavele, usale na dzinkwe. Ena chisvikambo tomola nkwe, atomola na mavele, asala mupunga. Vachida vachiri jujuru vachiri hey, zvichivauluwa vari yowe. Osala mipunga pedzi, mavele auchena nkwe auchena. Huri aravavo zvilicha zvauluwa. Zvadzakona kubonana vori hechindimini. Zvinobone zvikadiva zvituku zvatutanya. Vakombodijaja vari hechindimini. Vamboditupulana zvisi zvavo. Zvino rekachipinga chine vathu vakojajana. Rekachipinga chine vathu vakohatulana. And more especially varanga phanda vadzikereka.
In the video you can hear him saying that people shouldn't judge. They shouldn't, he gives this story about a man, a person who had a yard, and there was all kinds of things. There was both maize meal and some other weird crops around, and so this person didn't want the weird crops, only wanted maize meal, and then they all called someone to come and remove thingy, and then it led to them removing even the maize meal. They came back crying, saying, oh, I no longer have maize meal. So basically what he's saying is that there is too much judgment in church. That's why that idea that there is weeds inside the crop. And so this is causing a lot of judgmentalism. That's what he's saying. It's causing a lot of judgment, and judgment causes that people should just distance themselves from church. He then even gives an example that, someone came to him and asked him, why are people no longer coming to what? It's because there's so much judgment. And I'm like, the audacification of the mandem. I want you to notice a pattern here. People that are in error, they like giving excuse for do not judge. If they don't do touch not my anointed, it's do not judge. Which part of this story here that we are seeing here this story that we are seeing here, leave judgment, because we know this type. People in error, they have a tendency to want to tell you, do not judge. Notice the pattern of people in error do not like telling people to bring correction. Yes, when he says that leave both to grow together, he's not saying leave error by itself. He says don't seek to uproot it, because it is there. There might be people that are believers there, God will get them out by its way. He says, because by so doing you might uproot the right crop. That verse is not saying do not deal with or do not expose falsehood. That's not what the verse is saying. The verse is saying clearly. The verse is clearly saying that you will recognize both. You will recognize, that's the focus of the verse. You will recognize both evil and good. There are people that, when they start exposing, they feel like, destroy all this. No, that's not the place for things. Our goal is to get people out of those funny churches. That is our efforts and our goal. Our goal is not uprooting them, which is what the verse is saying. You don't seek to uproot them. We must be very clear about seeking. Specifically, we must be careful about seeking the good of being able for people that are in there to get out. That's what the goal is. That's what the goal is. But you will notice a pattern here that continues to grow with these individuals, is that there is always this idea of do not judge, what not, and which is not what the verse is saying. The verse says clearly you'll be able to recognize both. Later, other verses will then clarify, mark them and avoid them. You don't use one verse to kind of dismiss. In the first story, there's a set story that he tells in the beginning, and he speaks about, there was this person who was, they cheated someone to give them a bag. It's like telling a parable, basically. And the basis is that, you don't wish. I didn't even understand the story. Like, the man is just talking funny stories. Just talking funny stories. But the most important thing here is people that are in error, they love excusing correction, because they know it exposes them. They know it exposes them. The verse in Matthew that he's quoting, saying that, don't judge. The verse is not saying don't judge. The verse says you will be able to note both. If you can't see the fake and the legit, there's a problem. He makes an excuse for that. Leave them both. Oh, which one are you, by the way? The verse you are quoting says that there's both the wheats and the tares. Which one are you? With this story here that we are reading, which one are you? Point to be referred back to. People in error like dismissing, so that you do not have the ability to expose the errors they get up to. So they will make sure that your guard is down. They'll bring your guard down. Don't judge and whatnot. The verse doesn't say don't judge. The verse says first pluck out. Deal with yours so that you may be able to see clearly the one that is in the next person's thing. But that is not the perception that he will bring to this thing. It is no shock. Why? Because he's in error himself. He would have to correct himself. If he was to deal with the verse correct, he would have to. So that's why they do not like correctly handling doctrine, because it will have to confront they themselves. Tell me your thoughts down in the comment section. But I wanted to be very clear pertaining that particular subject that I mentioned earlier on in the video. When you see stories like this, they're a reminder to guard your interest. Because when your interests get out of line, when you stop controlling your mind on your interests, it can go into all kinds of places, and error starts there. Tell me your thoughts down in the comment section, and I'll see you later.